Hello, everybody. So today we're doing a research for healing a person remotely and then practicing the power of eight. We have a group of Dr. Joe Dispenza's advanced students that they're a group of, I believe, 17, 18 different healers that they come together in the platform on our meditation group, and they send healing energies to whoever that joins that meeting session on that day. So the research that Dr. Joe is doing, and I have been involved in this research for our platform, is that we're trying to see if we can do before-after analysis of different people before this meditation starts. So today we had our first surrogate study. I was meeting with a person about 30 minutes before the session starts, and I got to know this person so we could create the process of entanglement. And I measured this person's energy remotely. I scanned him remotely, and he went to the session for an hour, and a group of advanced Dr. Joe's students worked on this person remotely to send him healing energies. And after the hour was done, he came back to the meeting room that I was not influenced by that meeting. I was in a separate room. And we did a different scan and after scan for him. And I'm about to show you guys what we found out. Okay, so if we go to the recent view, this was let me clear my cache out here. So we're starting with clear. So if we come to the recent, we can see it was a Raul Rickhart was the name of the person. This was the before scan. So I'm going to grab this, put it in the compare view here. And this was the after. So this was 11:09. This is at 11:55. I'm going to get this person and put it here again. And we want to see how we're able to see a difference. So beforehand, his energy was at 74 joules. That's a lot of energy in the system, right? And we see that the balance is at 91%, which is pretty amazing, pretty good. So we see this blue hue of energy around the body. It's nice and complete. It's a lot of healing energy around this person. And after the session, we see over here that the energy went down to 64 joules from 74 joules, and the balance increased to 97% instead of 91%. So what does this mean? So too much energy in a system, it's not a good thing. As you can see it when we come to the analysis view, we see that the optimal energy is from 40 to 70. So if we have a person that is at 74 joules of energy, that should be a pure indication for us that there's something going on in the system, that there's too much information being passed through. There's too much of accumulation of photons in the system. So then as biophotonic practitioners, it's our job to delve inside and be able to analyze and go through these different tabs that we have to understand, okay, what is the cause of that, and how we're able to maneuver around that, or to bring coherence into that uncoherent or chaotic situation. So just by looking at this, I'm going to look at the chakras here. I see that beforehand, this person has 88%, went to 92%. So that's a positive indication that the healing remote meditation that they did on this person has actually improved the energy centers. And that could be a positive step towards a surrogate reading as well, that, if you're showing a positive improvement in the alignments. I was just sitting in the same place. I didn't do anything, but the alignment changed and 10 joules of energy got reduced. So we got to see why. How did this happen? Where did it go? So by going around and looking at the different readings, we can see that the analysis of the person, the stress level didn't improve too much. It actually increased a little bit, but just a little bit. So it's safe to say that, it stayed the same. The energy of the person, we see that went from the heightened to a more optimal zone, that's what we want when the healing happens. The balance of the sympathetic, parasympathetic, or the left-right hemisphere of the brain, we see that it was at 90%, improved to 97%. That's a pretty amazing improvement. And we can see the organ disbalance completely decreased. And we see that beforehand, there is a pull to the left, which means the right side of the globe is activated, and this person is more stuck in an emotional state. So now we see after the meditation how just perfectly the system balanced itself. So this is another positive indication that the surrogate breathing had a positive effect, or it could have been actually, measuring the person's energy. So we come back over here, and this is the energy reserve of the system. And we see that before there was more, we're touching these richer yellows, which are the sign of overactivity. And we don't want to be there. We want to be more towards the center and be more in the touching this green area here, especially in that center zone. But after the meditation, we can see how the system became more coherent and more balanced. So that's another positive indication. Now, if you go to the balance view, this is something interesting that I figured out in the balance view. Because in the balance, if you see before, we see, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 6 different systems that are activated, and they're not in homeostasis. So now we look at the after, and we see that those went away, but there's some other issues that came along, but we see that the total balance of the system improved. So these are some indications that I felt I want to share with you on our first surrogate study. I want to invite you also to join us in the meditation for the next sessions. And this way, you have a viable device, so you can actually yourself measure yourself before and after. That way we have a more solid way of doing this research. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this research, and I'd love to share this with you so you can see how we make sense and how we do research on different things to help you along your journey. Have the most amazing day.